I finished Returnal today. And when I say finished Returnal, I don't mean I got to the end of a run. I mean I found the things and I did the things and I finished Returnal. I'm a fair way away from getting the Platinum because the Platinum seems to require you to basically just replay the game over and over again and hope RNG gives you some of the things that you didn't get with some of the randomized rooms because it's a roguelike. And there's still a fair bit of things to do, like unlocking traits for guns. Like the gun I currently have is going to unlock fourth shard, you can see in the bottom left hand corner. And there's items to unlock by dying and respawning more and supplying machines with resources and stuff like that. But the story's done. And I'm kind of done with Return. It took me about 24 hours, according to the in-game clock, to finish Return. Would have been a little bit faster if I'd realised what I had to do to actually start the process for the final ending. But guides on the internet turned out to be wrong, so that's always fun. I could see that there'd be a lot to do here if you're the kind of person who wants to fill a lot of bars. Like, there's a lot of different weapons, and they all have different traits to unlock and different secondary fires and stuff like that. Like, if you just look even like the pistol I have there, I've only unlocked 25% of the weapon traits for the pistol. And honestly, the thing that the game doesn't tell you, and it really should, is yes, winner, is that unlocking traits is the most important thing you can do in the game. Because unlocking traits means that the weapons you find out in the world can have more of them active at one time, up to 4 of the traits at one time, which can often transform those weapons. Like one of the grenade launchers I found was a pyroshell caster that has incendiary grenades, which are always nice. It was practically unusable to start with, but now I've got a bunch of different traits available for it. I can have grenades that don't have drop, I can have grenades that fire off homing missiles when I hit things, or that set people on fire for extended times. You know, stuff like that can be kind of important. And for instance, there's the Dreadbound is the weapon I currently have, and the main reason I decided to do this review right now. This is one of the coolest ideas for a weapon I've seen in a game. It's got 3 rounds, and when you pull the trigger, they fly out and they come back to you. So it's a burst rifle at long range, but if you're shooting at something that's close to you, they come back to you faster. So in a single weapon, it's an SMG and a burst rifle all in one. And it allows you to do stuff like snipe enemies in the head to get them down, and rush in and just empty your clip into them to murder them. I can't guarantee I'm not going to die because I'm trying to talk and play at the same time, but Returnal is great fun. The combat system is very interesting. There's plenty going on and plenty to do, and I'm going to get utterly murdered by these guys. But it's one of those games where it feels like it's taking some of the weird lessons from other roguelikes, and it's a game that gets easier the better you are at it. Because the less damage you take, then the less damage you're going to take, because you'll have higher adrenaline levels, which can result in all sorts of nice little perks. Would you mind? I'm trying to talk during reviews, so punch me. You. So being hyper aggressive tends to work out in this game because if you're close enough to enemies you can dodge their attacks easier, and you'll get rewarded by getting cash from them when they die. Repair enhancers. The cash you get from enemies is incredibly important because you need that to be able to buy upgrades. And as I was saying, it's a game that rewards you for playing it well. These health items that are in the world will restore your health. If you have full health, they contribute to increasing the size of your maximum health. So the less you get hit, the more maximum health you get. Which kind of reminds me of like Into the Gungeon, where beating bosses without taking damage would result in you getting extra health. But it's also sort of thing where like if you're able to beat bosses without taking damage, you probably don't need the health as much as other people do who keep taking hits. You know? What was this drop? Fair enhancer again. As you proceed then and unlock traits for your guns, you'll unlock new items. Some of the items you add to the pool are really good and will make the game easier, and some of them are utterly worthless, and I wish there was an option to remove items from the pool. Like I found an artifact that means that whenever things hit me, I get more cash for killing them, which is just something that you don't want to take hits, so getting money for that is completely worthless. Some of these parasites are kind of interesting. You get good perks and negative perks, and the malfunctions like I have in the top left are for opening dangerous items. Like, expanding charge next. My map is scrambled until I find $100, at which point I'll unscramble it. I've also got an artifact that gives me more integrity when I get or fix a malfunction. Some of the malfunctions are pretty tame, like your map being scrambled is not the worst thing. Some of them could be things like when you're at full health you deal half damage, which since you want to stay at full health all the time is really, really bad. You get a variety of mobility tools, and once you have stuff like the grappling hook, you can practically play this game like Spider-Man with a gun, and it also leads into some of the cooler boss fights in the game. But it's one of those things where there's only so much of it I could really play. Like, I'd spent 24 hours playing it in the last week, which is not something I do with a bad game, and I've had a good time playing it, but I'm also done. Like, I don't have the patience to keep playing the same game over and over again, hoping for RNG to proceed things. Like, at least with Hades, you guarantee you'd be making progress towards different quests and prophecies on every single run. On this one, I need to find ciphers is the thing for being able to translate the alien language. I only missing one for the first biome of 3 per run, and I've run this biome like 15 times and haven't found it. The RNG part is the part that makes me not want to keep doing this and not get the platinum, because I'd just be sitting playing this over and over and over and over. And that's great if you're the kind of person who enjoys playing games over and over and over and over and over. I'm not, especially not when I've got such a healthy backlog. Like, I want to move on and start playing the Pathless, which I picked up a couple weeks back, which is what I'm probably going to do tomorrow. But if you're the kind of person who gets into that, who wants to fill in all the bars, who wants to complete your data bank of all of the enemies by murdering them over and over again, there's a ton of game here. Like, I could easily see this being something that lasted you 60 to 80 hours if you're that kind of person. I'm not that kind of person, and my cat's crying. I'm going to wrap this up. She's hungry. I'm not that kind of person. I pretty much just play for the story and then I'm done. So I'd recommend picking this up cheap on sale. I mean, heck, on Black Friday, some retailers had it for about 30 quid. They did, Luna, yes. And that's probably about the right price for it. And you'll get good fun out of it. And then you can trade it in when you're done, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Thanks for watching.